the Platte Valley Investment Center pregame show. This is the Platte Valley Investment Center pregame show. You're tuned in to the home of the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Tonight's matchup is brought to you by Platte Valley Investment Center, your trusted hometown team for all your investment needs. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner Lucas Macklin, and you are tuned in to yet another matchup between these two neighborly foes in the Western Nebraska Pioneers and the Nebraska Outlaws.
Yeah, and both these teams coming in opposite sides of outcomes against the Morgan County Wranglers. The Pioneers obviously able to get an electric win on Tuesday night in Brush in extra innings, while last night the Outlaws bats were silenced, only 2 hits, losing 5-1, dropping to below 500.
And talking about those standings, it is very tight right now with the Pioneers right in the middle of it, and then Morgan County in first place at 6-5. Nebraska Outlaws in last place at 7-8, and then the Western Nebraska Pioneers in the middle at 6-6.
Yeah, it was a fun little ending in that game against or in Brush, mostly because with that win, it brought everyone to 500. And last night was the battle for first place. Obviously, the Outlaws came up short, but they'll get Brock Barry on the bump, who's been excellent his last couple of starts. See what he can do against this Outlaws or against this Pioneers team, and he'll be rematching against Caden Ferguson, who went 6 strong, allowing 5 runs his last time out against these Outlaws.
Both pitchers in that matchup, however, did not get a decision. Brock Barry went 5 innings, 12 punchouts. Ferguson bested him in the innings category, did not get as many punchouts, however. Brock Barry really having a good feel for that fastball and off speed location and playing them off each other.
Yeah, we'll see what this team does. Third time they've seen him over the last couple of weeks. See if they have some adjustments in store for this lineup. Been a little bit hot and cold, but at the top of the lineup, Jacob Solis has been excellent. He's now 5 for his last 8, a 2 doubles, a home run last game as well. He's been excellent. He's been a tough out, and he's kind of been the spark for this Pioneers offense.
And on the other side, you see Braden Basie at the top of that order has been a great bat as well in this lineup, hitting above 400, has a above 600 on base, and he showed that power this last matchup again this last weekend against the Wranglers, hitting 2 triples, going 3 for 5.
He's always a tough out at the top of the lineup, and he's been excellent pretty much every game he's played this year. Last time out against these Pioneers, once again, just continues to get hits. Had 2 more hits in that game, and he's been all over the base paths with a ton of stolen bases. Now up to, I believe, 13 on the season. He's just been a menace defensively, on the base paths, in the batter's box. He's been a tough out, and he's been a guy at the top of the lineup, exactly what you want to see.
Brings also a great veteran presence to that locker room. We've talked about it before, referred to as Gramps in that dugout, or TT as in Tyler Tony, but he brings such a good approach, almost as a player coach in that dugout.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Top of the lineup, again, a veteran of that squad for a team that is really, really young in the Outlaws. It's good to have that guy at the top of the lineup, and it's consistent. It's every game. He's in, he's there, and he's been on base pretty much every game this season.
We're gonna head to a quick break here on the Platte Valley Investment Center pregame show. We also like to give a shout out to Scottsbluff Screen Printing. See for our pregame interview. See Shane and his crew at Scottsbluff Screen Printing for all of your sports needs. We'll be right back with that interview and those starting lineups.
first baseman for the Pioneers tonight. So, first question: where the nickname Man Man come from?
When I was younger, my mom had gave me the name. I was, a little bad growing up. So I got the name from there when I was like 2 or 3.
So it's a lifelong name, huh?
Yes, sir.
So you've played college ball for now 4 seasons. Give us a little bit of your background from high school into college and now to here.
Okay, so high school, I went to Middleton High School. It was a hood school, in the area. My coach Mark had followed us from travel ball to Middleton High School. Then after Middleton High School, I had went to JUCO and Spoon River College. That didn't work for me, so I had ended up going to Wilberforce, and it was a first year program, and that's really about it. After Wilberforce, I went to Russ, and I played a lot there, and I feel like that's where I needed to be at.
So yeah, for Rust and for Wilberforce, you both pitched and hit. Is there a side of the ball you like more?
I feel like I have love for both of them. I've always been hitting, pitching all my life. Feel like both of them.
So
first love.
You just had the game-winning RBI on Tuesday. Take us through that at bat.
I was just trying to put the ball in play and get an RBI. And I was just trying to do anything to let the runner score. To help the team out.
All right. So we'll do a little bit of rapid fire. Final 3 questions. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food, shrimp pasta.
Favorite movie?
White Chicks.
Favorite baseball team?
Tampa Bay Rays.
All right, that's Man Smith playing tonight. You can catch us on KNEB or on the Front Range League YouTube page.
Advantage camera.
I've actually never seen anything like that, but I can just imagine.
Just like a whole sentence, just.
Did TC get tossed again last night?
Oh, he wasn't moving around. He was watching.
Really? He's been tossed 2 straight games.
I think they might suspend him.
I think this league's a suspended coach.
What?
I think this league's really a suspended coach.
Okay. They're trying to hurt Rams. They Rams. They just threw somebody up in the air. They're gonna hurt somebody. Welcome back, folks, to the Logos broadcast booth. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin. Logos is your home for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Shop the showroom or have something custom made at Logos, 1344 on 10th Street in Gering. We're going to get into those starting lineups, and those starting lineups are presented by the University of Nebraska Medical Center College of Nursing at UNMC is preparing the next generation of nurses with hands-on training, expert faculty, and real-world experience all close to home. If you're ready to make a difference in your community and start a rewarding career in healthcare, discover your future with UNMC College of Nursing in Scottsbluff. For more information, contact Megan Graham at 308-632-2024. We're going to get into those starting lineups first for the visiting Western Nebraska Pioneers. Leading off, one of those brand new Pioneers, Tay Bowes. He will be playing shortstop. Followed by him, it's the red-hot back of Jacob Solis, who's manning center field once again for these Pioneers. Then hitting third and behind the dish, it's going to be Ray Zamaripa. Hitting cleanup, it's going to be Alaric Sepulveda. And playing left field. And hitting fifth and playing first base, it's Marquez Smith. Hitting sixth and playing right field, it's going to be Mike Monum. Hitting seventh and playing DH for the Pioneers, it's going to be C.J. King. Hitting 8th and playing second base, it's going to be Deshaun Harvey. And rounding out this order, it's going to be Michael Fisher, who's playing third base. And pitching on the mound, as we previously said, it's going to be Caden Ferguson. Then on the other side for the Nebraska Outlaws, leading off that veteran bat of Braden Basie, who's playing left field tonight. Then it is Jaden Barrio playing center field. Followed by him, it is Xander Martinez, who's playing DH with that bad ankle. Then playing first base is going to be Christian McKernan with a little bit of a thumb injury to Lee Jones. Hitting 5th and playing shortstop, it's going to be Gideon Leslie. Hitting 6th, it's the starter from last night, Grady Manuel, who's at 2nd. Behind the dish for these Outlaws, it is Zach Turk. Hitting 8th is the younger of the two Banning brothers, Luke Banning. He's playing right field, and rounding out this order and playing third base, it is going to be Bennett Cherry. Then getting the ball from Coach McCoy tonight is going to be Brock Berry.
Yeah, looking at this Pioneers offense, a little bit surprising that they split up Solis and Sepulveda. Those two back-to-back in the lineup have been really, really good. Sepulveda, during his start to his Pioneers career, 6 for 13. He's already walked 3 times. And then Solis, like I said, now leads the front range league in extra base hits. Another 4 RBI night after the grand slam. Just missed a second home run, hit it to the deepest part of that park and brush as well. But Solis at 2 and Sepulveda at 4. It's good to see Zamaripa obviously back in the lineup. He'd been dealing with a hand injury. Good to see him able to hit as well. And we'll just see if this offense that has kind of been hit or miss depending on the inning, we'll see if they can try to be a little bit more consistent. And like I said, against Barry, we'll see if they can try to make some of those adjustments.
And on the other side, it's kind of the same thing, hit or miss. They just scored 1 last night, but they scored 9 in the previous game, which was a win against those Wranglers, and they've always had high-scoring games against these Pioneers. Although recently in the Front Range League, we've seen some lower-scoring games, but this is an offense that can always pop for a big crooked number. We've seen it already, whether it's 4 runs, 5 runs, or even 9 runs in that opening game. This offense can really pop if they need it to.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what these pitchers can give. Obviously, last time out, both went at least 5. Ferguson went 6. Barry went 5 innings, allowing just 1 earned run, 3 runs overall. A little bit of defense struggles, but did strike out 12. It's also going to be interesting to see how this defense responds after really struggling in that last game, kind of giving away the game defensively after some mistakes. They let down Barry last time that he pitched with some errors that allowed a couple runs to score. See how they respond defensively. See if they can try to clean that up and be a little bit better for their guy. And for the Pioneers, if they can get another long start from a guy like Caden Ferguson, that'd be huge. Again, this team's still searching for pitching. Last night was that modified bullpen game using a lot of these position players. See if Ferguson can go 5 or 6 for him again in the 7-inning affair. That would be huge for them going forward.
And this is going to be a game of adjustments on both sides. It's being able to adjust those starting pitchers that really dealt last time. And if you're a starting pitcher and you do get hit in that first inning, it's being able to adjust off of that to these hitters. But we saw a lack of that from the Outlaws in their last game, and that's what they're going to need to do if they want to beat the Pioneers tonight.
Yeah, again, it's just been a lot of hit or miss for this Outlaws offense, and obviously they're going to want to try to come out there and score a lot of runs, but at the same time, it's just about putting consistent at-bats together and trying to respond. Again, last night, just 2 hits, and that's very uncommon for this Outlaws team. They're usually hitting the ball really well. And on the other side, when you're looking at the Pioneers, they're coming off a 12-hit game. They allowed 18 hits in that game against the Wranglers. They were still able to come away with the win, but it was just big pitches and a lot of base running mistakes. You'd like to see them try to keep the Outlaws off the base paths as much as possible, especially a guy like Basie, who's a single for him has really been turning into triples because he's able to steal both bags.
We're going to head to break, and when we get back here on KNEB in the Front Range League Network, it'll be the national anthem and first pitch. We'll be right back. that he hit 2 triples off of head coach AC in the scrimmage that I also participated in the other day.
I did mention that as well. I had heard from sources he had a couple of triples. Those sources just being Carter Reisig, but
Carter Reisig did beat him, however, in the swing off. Brock Berry was on my team in said scrimmage, so that was a little bit unfortunate. It's going to be a new bat facing Brock Berry, though, to lead off in Tay Bowes.
yeah, getting his first chance to play at the top of this lineup. He spent 2 years at Alcorn State before playing this last season at Dillard. Standing at 5'3", he's going to be a little bit of a smaller strike zone for Barry, but we'll see if he can try to start this lineup the right way, try to get on base in front of a guy like Solis who's been red hot.
We'll see how the battery's working as well. It is the veteran catcher Zach Turk behind the plate out of Murrieta, California, and Coalinga College. It's going to be Bowes digging into that right-handed batter's box to lead off this game against Barry. Brock Berry trying to follow up a 12 strikeout performance the last time he faced these Pioneers. Berry sets. And this one is underway. Ball hit over to Gideon Leslie at short fields. Throws to first in time for out number 1. A quick first out for Brock Berry there.
And the infield playing a little bit in. Again, this infield is one that's going to kill the ball, and you see Leslie playing a little bit more in than he was last time out. He's able to charge that one and keep that leadoff runner off base.
I do like that out of Leslie. He had a couple slow rollers that were a little bit tougher to field than he probably would have liked in that loss to the Pioneers. Now it's the hot bat of Jacob Solis digging into that right-handed batter's box. Berry delivers. Lands for strike 1. Pitching coach AC preaches landing off speed first strike. The 1. Misses in for ball 1. Count's going to even at 1-1. Berry out of Chadron, Nebraska. Currently going to Dakota Wesleyan up in South Dakota. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed on that off speed for strike 2. Berry sets. The 1-2 delivery. Misses in for ball 2. Count's going to even again.
These are one of those spots, again, it's still early, but you would love to see Solis try to adjust a little bit. He's seen him now twice. This is his 3rd time getting a chance to try to take him on.
The 2-2 delivery. Swung on, fouled off his foot, and we'll do the 2-2 once again here.
Solis has been obviously red hot as a bat, but he's been taking really good at bats. He's been avoiding the strikeout for a team that has been striking out a lot. He's been one of the bats that's avoided that. He's already worked 8 walks this year. 12 hits on the season. 8 of them are extra base hits.
Berry gets the sign, sets. Fires the 2-2. Lands for strike 3. Lands that off speed for all 3 strikes against Solis. That's the second out of the top of the first here, and that's going to bring up Ray Zamaripa.
Mentioned this pregame. Good to see him back in the lineup and batting in the 3-hole. His last time where he got a chance to hit against these Outlaws had that 3-run double that gave him the lead in that game.
Zamaripa squares to bunt, pulls it back. Berry lands strike 1.
I like that idea. Try to change the look a little bit there. Maybe a chance to try to poke one over one of those corners, but didn't take the swing.
Barry's 0-1 delivery. Misses wide for ball one. I did see Zamaripa practicing bunting a little bit earlier. I was a little surprised that he squared on the first pitch he was going to see, but Barry's 1-1. Misses low and away for ball two. First time he's been down an account today. Barry gets the sign, sets. 2-1 delivery. Misses in. Pardon me. Clipped that inside corner for strike two.
I think it was closer to clipping the right-handed batter's box, but
Barry gets back into the count here. Zamaripa tries to call time. The 2-2 swung on, grounded over to Leslie once again. He fields, throws to first, makes the play for out number 3. A quick 3 outs. The Pioneers are retired in order 1, 2, and 3 by Brock Barry here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. That might win worst call of the year so far.
No, CJ King had one. It was actually in the left-handed batter's box. And it was
Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin, and you are tuned into some Front Range League action here. Our West Coast scoreboard reads 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. We're going to see what Caden Ferguson has. Him and Brock Barry went inning for inning the last time in their appearance in their little pitching duel. Barry went 1, 2, and 3 in order to start this one. We'll see what Ferguson does with Basie, Barrio, and Martinez.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. Last time out, whenever he pitched, he went 6 innings, allowed 5 runs. The last 2 of those coming in his final inning of work. Struck out 7, only walked 3 batters. One of those batters that he walked was Basie, who went 2 for 3 with a walk and a couple of singles. He also stole 3 bags against him as well. So we'll see if he can try to first keep Basie off of first, but if he does get on first, see if he can try to be a little bit quicker to the plate. The Pioneers have been throwing over a lot more recently, trying to keep runners honest, see if he tries to keep them honest, throwing over a couple of times, being a little bit quicker to the plate, and see if Zamaripa, if he can, try to gun him down if he does try to steal. But first things first, you'd love to just keep him off base to begin with.
Zamaripa's injury will be an interesting one. They were able to take advantage of it a little bit early in their last matchup. It should be interesting to see how they handle it. Both teams see how Zamaripa's hand is feeling.
So far, it hasn't really affected him. He's done a good job recently at throwing pitches down. He's gotten a lot closer. Wasn't able to throw out the lone stolen base threat last game rather. But he's been doing a good job, and it'd be interesting to see how this middle infield of Bose and Harvey do. First time they're playing together, see how they communicate, and see what it looks like down there at second.
And here comes Braden Basie out of Indiana. He's currently in the transfer portal, played the last 2 seasons at Christian Brothers University, also in Indiana. Basie consistently putting up good at-bats for this Outlaws team and really setting the table for that middle of the order that has shown some pop. But Basie himself has shown some pop recently as well.
Just good job finding gaps. The one thing that you would love to see is utilize that gap-to-gap power, trying to work some doubles and triples. But the way he's been stealing bases, it hasn't really mattered.
The wind, that ball is hit out to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and Basie's going to motor, try and get a hustle double. The throw into second base will not be in time. Braden Basie, a leadoff hustle double, as Solis bobbled that one a little bit out in center field.
Pretty gutsy call there from Basie, trying to take second base on Solis after last game where he gunned out Hoshi Yusei by a large margin out from right. That throws just a little bit off. If it was on target, it would have been a much closer play.
Now you have the RBI leader for the Outlaws in Jaden Barrio. First pitch to Barrio. Misses high for ball one. Like I said, Barrio has 15 RBIs on the summer so far, leading that Outlaws team by a decent margin.
He's also leading the Front Range League. Both the Wranglers and the Pios both have a player with 12, but 15 does lead the Front Range League.
And Barrio does take pride in that. When Lee Jones was creeping up on him, he made it clear that he was the RBI king, and he's shown that. Lee Jones also with 12 RBIs on the summer, but Barrio has 15. The second pitch to Barrio. This is high with the off speed again for ball two. Basie's dancing over there at second base.
He's already thrown over once. We'll see if he tries to throw over again. It's been Harvey at second base. He is doing a good job at covering, making sure he stays a little bit closer than he would.
Ferguson steps off again. Zamaripa going to go out. Wonder if that's about signs. Trying to get a good communication. I also like that Tay Bose went up there for that mound visit. A little bit of a veteran on this Pioneers team. Brand new, but he does bring that kind of veteran leadership presence.
They were able to throw out Ty Ramsey at second last night in that first inning as well. So if they can get Basie a little bit too far off, they have shown the ability to pick off runners.
The 2-0. Skied out to center field. Solis has a read on it. Basie's going to tag. The throw from Solis is going to be not in time. That's going to get by. But Ferguson does a good job of backing up. But Jaden Barrio will have a sac fly and another productive at-bat from the RBI king of the Front Range League.
And once again, Solis made it close. If Fisher's able to glove that a little bit cleaner, might have a chance to make that play. Fisher, not a traditional infield player, obviously, but he's been doing good work at third for the most part. That was just one where he wasn't able to glove it there.
And California love playing for the California kid out of Modesto, California. Xander Martinez digging into that right-handed batter's box. Pitched 2 scoreless frames in last night's affair between the Wranglers. The infield playing in for the Pioneers. And that ball is lined down the right field line for Xander Martinez, and he will have an RBI single, and that is how the scoring gets started in this one.
It just missed the glove of Man Smith, who in last game on Tuesday, he was also able to just miss the glove of Hoshi Yusei. That would end up being the winning run. Just not able to extend far enough to glove it, and the Outlaws do strike first.
And that is what putting together productive at-bats makes. It's that sac fly from Barrio that causes the infield to have to play in there. First pitch to Christian McKernan. Misses with the off-speed for ball one. Christian McKernan has showed pop in the bat so far this summer, has a 486 slug. And that pitch is going to land for strike one. Count's going to even. Xander Martinez probably not going to do anything over there. Like we said, he's kind of got that busted up ankle right now. The 1-1. Swaron fouled back for strike two. Christian McKernan out of Denver, Colorado. The 1-2. Lands for strike 3 on the inner half. That's the second out of the inning for Caden Ferguson.
So far, that home plate umpire is giving that inside part of the plate. We'll see how these pitchers utilize that.
And in steps Gideon Leslie, the Anchorage, Alaska native. First pitch to Leslie, swung on, fouled back for strike 1. Leslie trying to extend this inning. These Outlaws have not been afraid to score with 2 outs this year. Ferguson's going to check on Martinez at first. Martinez gets back in standing safely. Pitch to Leslie, misses high for ball 1. Ferguson sets. The 1-1 to Leslie. Misses low. Martinez is going to take off for second. Samaripa slips a little bit on that grass behind home plate, unable to make a throw down there. So a good dirt ball read from Xander Martinez. He gets rewarded with second base, and the Outlaws try and add another 2-out run to their season here. The 2-1. Lands for strike 2. Count's going to even. The delivery from Ferguson. The 2-2 misses high for ball 3. Count's going to go full.
You really want to try to shut down this inning when you have the opportunity here. You would hate to extend these kind of innings with 2-out walks, especially.
The payoff. Swung on, fouled back into the umpire. Josh Wagner, and he is down. Both head coaches over to check on him. Basie over with some water. Here comes the trainer. Wagner's going to get to his feet. You love to see that from him. Looks like he got him right on the lower neck area.
Yeah, just below the mask and just above the padding.
Good showing of grit there, and good showing of sportsmanship as Leslie apologizes to him. Even though there's nothing he could do there, just trying to stay in the count.
I mean, I guess he could do it that way instead of backwards, but
Leslie trying to keep this battle going after a little short delay. Ferguson's payoff. Swung on, hit over to shortstop, and it's going to get by Tay Bowes. They're going to wave Xander Martinez home. And there, it will not be a throw. They try and get him, Leslie, back at first base. That is also unsuccessful. So Gideon Leslie has a leadoff, a 2-out RBI single.
Yeah, that's one you'd like your shortstop to be able to glove. It would have been a close play at first because it was hit into the hole. But since that ball got by him, it allowed Martinez to score. And once again, the 2-out Outlaws strike again.
Leslie has stolen bases this year, 5 so far. First pitch to Grady Manuel lands for strike 1. Grady Manuel out of Floresville, Texas. He did start last night for the Outlaws. Gave up all the runs, 5 over 4 innings. Ferguson checks on Leslie at first base. Bit longer of an inning than you would like for Eric Toller and Caden Ferguson. The pitch to Manuel's fouled off himself for strike 2. The 0-2. Leslie's going to go, and the throw is not in time. Leslie has another stolen base and another 2-out runner in scoring position here for the Outlaws.
Yeah, and Zamaripa just stumbled a little bit when he was getting up from his crouch. That allowed Leslie to get in there safely.
Leslie taking a big lead there at second base. The 1-2 to Manuel. Misses away for ball 2. Count's going to even. We've seen these games go back and forth, though, so you imagine the Pioneers will respond in some way. And that pitch lands on the top half of the zone for strike 3. 2 strikeouts here in the bottom half of the first for Caden Ferguson. The Outlaws score 2 on the West Coast scoreboard. They lead 2-0 as we head to the top of the second here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be Fearless. Once I get in and I put it in try. Ain't no more stopping me, don't even try. Controlling the chaos, controlling the fly. Yeah. It's all the shots if you don't say. You'll never be heard if you don't say. Just gotta get out your own way. You can't learn to fly and you know if you don't.
Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin, and we'd like to thank our partner, Wells Fargo. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorse at 308-632-7561. Together, we'll go far. Brock Berry pitching with a lead for the first time tonight as the Outlaws put 2 across on a Xander Martinez and Gideon Leslie, 2 RBI singles.
Yeah, technically that was listed as an error on the shortstop on the Leslie one, so only one of those runs earned for Ferguson. But either way, again, it's those 2-out base runners that you allow to continue and score. It's been hurting the Pioneers this season, not able to get out of innings. They were able to do a lot better last game against the Wranglers, but especially against the Outlaws, they've really struggled to end innings.
See how Brock Berry responds after sitting for a bit. In the top of the first, he retired the Pioneers in order. Here's the left-hander, Aliric Sepulveda. Sepulveda takes ball low. He's ahead now 1-0.
And he's had an excellent start to his Pioneers career. I've talked about 6 for 13 to start, and 563 on base percentage. He's walked 3 times. He's only struck out once. He's done a good job at the plate, done a good job at putting the ball in play.
That ball is hit out to center field. Barria moving in on it. He's going to make the grab for out number 1.
Another good at bat, good contact there from Sepulveda, but again, just hit right to Barrio in center.
That's going to bring up Marquez Smith, also known as Man Man.
Yeah, talked to him pregame for that interview, and he said it was a nickname he's had since he was a young kid.
Barry sets. The 0-0 to Man Man. Swung on and missed on that off speed for strike 1.
It was good to see him shake off rust a little bit there. He hadn't really played baseball for a while, dealing with that wrist injury in season. Good to see him last night driving that winning run in the 9th inning.
The 0-1. Swung on, fouled off himself. Another off speed for strike 2. Got to imagine Barry's probably going to go top shelf with the fastball here off of that.
Looks like Man going to take a little bit extra time after he fouled that one off himself. He's also shown good ability on the base paths. He's stolen 3 bags so far in his early career. Drawn 3 walks as well. Including 2 in his last, or in the Pioneers' last game.
The 0-2 misses low with the off speed. So 1-2.
Yeah, had him way out in front of that last off-speed pitch. Tried to get him chasing again. Good job by Smith to lay off of it.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. They throw 4 straight off speeds to Man Man, and they get him going down swinging. The second strikeout of the game for Barry.
Yeah, we both kind of thought he was going to go back to that fastball, but never did. So it's a good job to keep us guessing. It's surely going to keep the batters guessing as well.
And that is why we're up here and he is down there. And now it is Mike Monum. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Swung on and missed on the 1-0. The 1-1 misses up and in for ball 2. Is now 2-1 here on Monum.
Barry so far relying much more on the off speed in this start. A little bit different from the last couple starts.
That pitch is hit well out into that left center gap, and that's going to get down. Could be extra bases. Monum's going to roll into 2, and he is out at second base. A great throw out there in left field by Basie for out number 3. The Outlaws still lead 2-0 on that West Coast scoreboard here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Step out of the shadows, into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on a wire. Live in the moment, turn it up louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless.
Welcome back in. I am Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin. And we'd like to thank our partner, Monument Physical Therapy. Monument Physical Therapy understands that one size doesn't fit all. That's why they offer flexible treatment plans designed to fit any lifestyle. They have a board-certified orthopedic specialist who brings creativity and expertise together. See what Caden Ferguson can do here in his second inning of work. Gave up 2 runs, only one of them earned in that last inning. Trying to respond here.
Yeah, he avoided any walks. That was good. Had a couple of strikeouts looking, but they were able to get to him a couple of hits. And again, that error by Bose over at shortstop allowed that second run to score. Saw last game, he gave up those 3 runs in the third inning, but then immediately he bounced back and threw 2 more scoreless frames. So we'll see how he responds here with the bottom of the lineup due up.
First pitch to the catcher, Zach Turk, lands for strike 1. We've seen a big zone here out of home plate umpire Josh Wagner, especially on that inner half to righties. The 0-1 lands the off speed for strike 2. Turk down in a 0-2 hole early here. The 0-2 misses high for ball 1. The wind. The 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That ball's going to get in the dirt. Turk will try to get down to first base. He will not be successful. So that is strikeout number 3 and out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Last couple of nights, the Pioneers did a good job at staying in the zone. Just 3 walks last night, 2 of those coming from Monum in his first inning of 2. And just 1 walk the rest of the night. And Ferguson so far, obviously it's still the first time through the lineup, but hasn't walked anybody yet.
In steps the young Banning brother and Luke Banning. First pitch to him is foul back for strike 1.
Funnily enough, not only are the Banning brothers not the only brother duo, obviously Luke Banning dealing with an injury, but not the only brother duo that could be pitching or could be battery mates.
Yes, Kyle and Evan Dyer over on the Wranglers.
They were working together back on Tuesday night. It was not only Deshaun Harvey's birthday, but it was Kyle Dyer's birthday as well.
That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 2. There's now 2 strikeouts here in the inning and 4 on the game for Ferguson.
And he's just coming right at these batters. He's not messing around right now.
We'll see what Bennett Cherry can do here with 2 outs in the 9 hole. Bennett Cherry out of Peachtree, Georgia, and Reinhardt College. First pitch to Cherry. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Had him fooled with off speed on that one. The wind. The 0-1. Misses away for ball 1. Outlaws trying to figure out a little bit of 2-out magic here again. The wind. That ball is fouled out of play to the right side for strike number 2. Nobody on, 2 outs. Bennett Cherry down 1 and 2 to Caden Ferguson here in his second inning of work.
Yeah, with the top of the lineup looming, you'd really want to wait to face Basie until the 3rd inning.
The wind. The 1-2. Misses low for ball 2. Count's going to even. The 2-2 on its way. Lands for strike 3, and Caden Ferguson strikes out the side. He's got 5 on the game. as the Outlaws still lead 2-0 on that West Coast scoreboard here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
I did it all, I played pretend, I moved the mountains to be your friend. I wanna know if it mattered. I would have gone to war for you, I would have bent the earth in two just to get to our ever after. Something about this has changed, I wanna feel you close again. Don't let go, no I don't want this to end. Whoa. Remember the start when you're breaking my heart again. Like blood on a pen. Would it matter then? When everything starts to fade, back like it's yesterday. Would it all consent? Would it matter then?
Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin. Brockberry is on for his third inning of work here in this one. It is an Outlaws lead 2-0 here on that West Coast scoreboard.
He's just set down the Pioneers in order to give up a single to Monum last inning, but he was thrown out trying to take second. You love to see good to see the Pioneers get into the hit column, but you would love to see him try to work a little bit here. They have been able to score on Barry this season, although he's usually been able to strike him out quite a bit. But Ferguson and Barry kind of switching roles in that sense. Ferguson with 5, just 2 for Barry through the first 2 innings, which is by no means bad. But when he strikes out 12 in 5 innings, you kind of expect more.
As the switch hitting C.J. King out of Clovis, California, digging in for the Pioneers to lead off this one. The delivery from Barry misses low and away for ball 1. Brock Barry was my bus buddy yesterday on the road trip. Team had a lot of fun playing Mafia on the way back. Pitch misses away for ball 2.
And King's been taking some really good at-bats as of late. Hasn't really shown up in the score sheet, but did get his first Pioneers hit last night. Almost drew a second walk as well, but a pitch that was maybe a bit outside was called strike 2. He ended up going down swinging.
The 2-0 swung on a miss on that off-speed that just darted in on him.
And especially against lefties, when you have a pitch like that that just dips out of the zone so late, it's really hard for them to pick it up.
The 2-1 on its way from Barry. Misses away for ball 3. Brock Barry trying to battle back in this at-bat. He's down 3-1. The 3-1 on its way. Just misses on the outer half for ball 4. That's going to be the first base runner the Pioneers have had today. It's going to be Deshaun Harvey, who switched up his number. He's wearing 17 today.
He's been a little bit cold as of late. He's been striking out a little bit more than what he's wanted, so maybe just trying to switch up the rhythm a little bit.
First pitch to Harvey. Lands for strike 1. Baseball players always show how superstitious they truly are at times. 0-1. This is away for ball 2. Pardon me, ball 1. It's now 1-1. Barry's 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed on a ball in the dirt. Turk able to find it and keep it in front to keep King at first. Taking a small lead at first. The 1-2. This is away for ball 2. Count's going to even. Barry checks over on King at first. Sets. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for a strike 3, and that's Barry's 3rd of the game.
Yeah, he just wasn't ready for the fastball. A little half-hearted swing as that pitch was already in the glove by the time he started.
Brings up Michael Fisher. Hitting in the 9 slot. Barry trying to get an ending double play here. To Fisher. Swung on, grounded foul to the right side for strike 1. Barry checks on King at first. King dives back safely. Barry's 0-1. This is low and in for ball 1.
I think this is where it's really going to be the key, is if this bottom of the lineup and Tabos at the top can set up those hot bats of Solis and Sepulveda with runners on base in particular.
The 1-1 from Barry. Swung on, hit well out to right center. Barrio moves over on it. Seems like he just got jammed enough there, but still able to muscle it out there. It's now 2 outs here in the inning for Tabos.
Kind of said it with Ferguson last inning. You want to keep Basie till next inning. Well, if you were Barry, you want to keep Solis until next inning.
Tabos only saw 1 pitch before he grounded out to Gideon Leslie at short last inning. Pitch misses high for ball 1. Brock Barry trying to work around that leadoff walk. The 1-0. Misses on the inner half for ball 2. Top of the 3rd inning here. 2 outs. CJ King at first. The 2-0. Misses away for ball 3. Outlaws lead 2-0. The Pioneers trying to give the Outlaws a little bit of taste of their own medicine here with 2 outs. The 3-0. Misses low and in for ball 4. It's going to bring up Jacob Solis with a runner in scoring position now.
Pretty similar to what happened last night when Solis hit his grand slam. It was an error that allowed the first runner to reach, and then back-to-back walks loaded the bases with 2 outs, and he unloaded them, and now another spot here. A couple of walks have put runners on, and we'll see if he can make Barry pay.
He did strike out looking his first time up. To Solis. Swung on and missed on that off speed. Strike 1. That is what has made Barry so successful so far today, outside of the 2 walks. The 0-1. Swung on and popped up over to center field. Barrio and Basie ranging over on it. Basie's going to be the one making the catch for out number 3. And Barry's able to strand the 2 walks. Outlaws still lead 2-0 on that West Coast scoreboard here on KNUB and the Front Range League Network. This inning is going to be one of the dictating innings for how this game is going to go. You don't think so?
Ferguson's done a good job. Even if he gets up, they gave 3 runs the third inning, last time pitch, and then
I'm just saying it's the top score.
Did it all, I pulled the weight on my shoulders like it was fate. Don't tell me it was for nothing. You told me love wasn't true, 'cause it didn't feel real to a cynic like you. But I'm pretty sure we walked into something. Something about this has changed. I wanna feel you close again. Don't let go, no, I don't want this to end. Remember the start when you're back in my heart again.
Welcome back to Front Range League action. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin. We'd like to thank our partner, The Dugout. The Dugout invites you to come check out the newest recreational option in Scottsbluff, and you can register online at info.thedugoutsb.com. Caden Ferguson on for his 3rd inning of work here in this start against the Outlaws. He put up a 0 in the second, but did give up those 2 runs in the first.
yeah, defense let them down a little bit in that first inning, but top of the lineup is really where the Outlaws have made their money. Similar thing that happened last time. The bottom of the lineup just has not been hitting the ball as well. The bottom 4 in the lineup all struck out against Ferguson, but the top of the lineup, especially Braden Basie, they've been the ones that have been doing the damage against this Outlaws or against this Pioneers team the last couple of games.
We'll see if they can add on here or if Caden Ferguson can make those adjustments that we talked about pregame and making those adjustments to try and be better. Baseball is a game of adjustments, so being able to adjust to this top of the order that kind of got you pretty good that last inning that you faced them. It's going to be Braden Basie here, digging into that right-handed batter's box. The wind, the 0-0 to Basie. Taken for ball 1. We are just in a 7-inning affair here, so it feels a little bit more like a sprint than a 9-inning game. The 1-0. Misses again for ball 2. The wind. The 2-0. This is up and in for ball 3. Basie's not been afraid to take his hit by pitches. He has 8 on the season.
Like a Von Herrera in the box.
The 3-0 incoming. Misses for ball 4. And the good base running of Basie is on base once again.
He kind of really stole that run with his base running in that first inning. He had that single he turned into a double after Solis bobbled it. He advanced to third on that sac fly, and then Martin was able to score him with a single.
Out comes Eric Tolar to talk to Ferguson. Gotta imagine this might be a little bit of a defensive technique here with Basie on base in the middle of this order coming up.
Yeah, I mean, the way Basie's been able to steal bags against this team, you got to imagine he's out there being like, hey, we need to be a little bit quicker to the plate, need to be able to throw over, need to keep him honest. You really don't want that walk to turn into a man on third with nobody out.
Both of these next 2 hitters, though, caught good barrel against Ferguson the first time around, so that might be a part of it, too. Brio just got a little under it, but he was able to get the sac fly. Then Martinez lined that ball through the 4-hole to score Basie. Ferguson out of the stretch now. Barrio squares the bunt. Gonna foul it through the catcher's legs of Zamaripa for strike one. Basie taking a very small lead at first base right now. Did he get thrown out last night trying to steal second? The 1 misses is now 1-1 here on Jaden Barrio out of Eastvale, California at Mount San Antonio College. He's going to check on Basie at first, who had a small lead, dives back safely. See what Barrio can do here. Going to check on Basie once again. Barrio digging into that right-handed batter's box, waggling the bat. Xander Martinez awaits on deck. The 1-1 swung on and missed for strike 2 from Jaden Barrio. Time called by Zamaripa, I believe. Trying to just get on the same page with this pitcher here for this important part of the order. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Outlaws lead the Pioneers 2-0. Basie is on first base with nobody out after a leadoff walk. And Basie's going to take off. Barrio's going to ground it over to second base. And another error over there by Tay Bowes. As he wasn't going to have a play at second because of the stolen base by Basie. And Barrio is able to reach on the air by Bowes. That's going to bring up Xander Martinez. Xander Martinez had that line drive RBI single his last time up. He's got runners on first and second here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to him misses wide for ball one. Two speedy base runners on the base paths here for the Outlaws. So if Martinez can find a gap, they might be able to score two. Wouldn't be surprised to see a double steal here either. The 1-0, Basie's going to take off. Pitch lands in for strike one. Barrio stays put at first, so the count is now 1-1 here on Barrio. Basie takes third. The middles will likely play back. The corners will likely play in here for the Pioneers. The 1-1 misses. It's now 2-1 here on Xander Martinez. Xander Martinez doesn't have a ton of speed right now, dealing with an injured ankle, but that bat still does work for him, as he proved it his last time up. Ferguson's going to check on Barrio at first. Runners on the corner, still nobody out here. And Barrio's going to go, and he will not get a throw over at second base. So that pitch missed. Is now 3-1 on Xander Martinez. This is going to cause the infield to come in once again for Xander. Ferguson has found himself in a jam here. He will come out of the windup once again. The 3-1 to Martinez. Swung on, hit hard. That ball might have 20-20. It does. In comes Basie. In comes Barrio. A 2 RBI single for Xander Martinez. And he's got 2 singles on the day. He's got 3 RBIs on the day. Both stolen bases. And the infield playing in causes that ground ball to find a hole up the middle for his second hit of the day, and 3 RBIs now for Xander Martinez. Is now a 4-0 lead here for the Outlaws. And steps Christian McKernan. Throw to him lands for strike 1. McKernan does have power in that bat. The 0-1, that's going to get by Zamaripa. Martinez is going to round second even with that injured ankle. So it's going to be another runner in scoring position. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Stolen base by Basie to third allows Barrio to then steal second, which causes the infield to play in, and then Xander Martinez did not put a ton on that ground ball, but enough to get it through the middle. So that pitch misses away to make it 2-1 here on Christian McKernan. The 2-1. This is away for ball 3. Try not to let those mistakes compound. The air by Tay Bose. He was ready to turn 2 and then realized there was no play there, causing a little bit of a bobble, allowing Barrio to be safe at first base. The 3-1 to McKernan. Misses up and in for ball 4, the second walk of the inning.
Yeah, if you're Ferguson, you got to find a way to reel this in and limit the damage. As Pioneers team's been able to score runs late this season, they've been able to score in bunches as of late. But you got to keep this game within striking distance. I know your defense, has let you down a little bit, but you still got to trust them back there and got to be able to make some pitches and let them make some plays.
Leslie scored a run on the Bose air his last time up. The first pitch to him lands for strike 1. Still nobody out in the inning. If you're Ferguson, you're going to need a double play here or some great defense to get out of this one without too much damage. Already 2 runs in here in the bottom of the third. The 0-1 misses. It's now 1-1 here on Gideon Leslie out of Anchorage, Alaska. Martinez at second, McKernan on first. The 1-1 misses low. Zamaripa able to keep it close. It's now 2-1. Martinez does have that injured ankle, although they did send him on the air last time to let him score. So that pitch is fouled back to even the count at 2-2 here on Leslie. The 2-2 from Ferguson. Swung on, hit hard, back up the middle. And that one is going to score Martinez without a throw. Gideon Leslie will have an RBI single this time, as he scorched that one right back up the middle.
Yeah, it was hit hard, and he found that open hole up the middle. Ferguson tried to backhand it, but couldn't quite get his glove through in time, and the Outlaws keep adding here. I mean, this is big for him, especially over his last couple of games where their offense was really flat. Or if you're the Outlaws, you like to see them try to score runs in bunches here in this game.
In steps Grady Manuel. All 5 batters have reached so far this inning. First pitch to Manuel lands for strike 1. Still nobody out and runners on first and second. 3 runs already in. It's a 5-0 lead on that West Coast scoreboard.
This bottom 4 in the lineup all struck out against Ferguson their last time up. See what kind of adjustments they make.
That ball misses to Manuel. Is now 1-1 on him. The 1-1 swung on and missed on the fastball up and out of the zone for strike 2. Your Ferguson strikeout is going to be your best friend here, trying to limit the productive outs from the Outlaws, because you're the Outlaws. A ground ball that forces Harvey in the hole is going to move both these runners into scoring position. And that ball is going to move Harvey a little bit into the hole, and he's going to boot it, and everybody's going to be safe. But that's exactly what you want your approach to be with runners on first and second and nobody out as a right-handed hitter. Try and go the opposite way. Try and move those runners over. Try and create a productive out. He's able to get himself on base as well with the error by Harvey.
Yeah, just trying to make a play before he had the ball. And that cost the Pioneers another out.
And in steps the catcher, Zach Turk. First pitch to him, swung on and missed for strike 1. Bases are loaded now. The first 6 have reached. 3 runs already in. Ferguson out of the wind once again. The 0-1 to Turk. Misses high for ball 1. We talk about this, the compounding errors is how you get these big crooked numbers, and the Outlaws have been really good at taking advantage of it. Turk has a chance to blow open this one. The 1-1 lands for strike 2. If you're Ferguson, you are trying to keep as many runs from scoring as possible at this point. Try and keep your offense even minusculely in this game with us just playing 7 innings. The 1-2 misses wide for ball 2. We saw the Outlaws respond to the 5 runs put up by the Wranglers in the top half of the first, and their game ended up winning that one. So this Front Range League has no shortage of comebacks. The 2-2 swung on, fouled back. We'll do the 2-2 once again.
We'll see what this bottom of the lineup. We said that all 4 of them struck out, but as I said in that last game these 2 teams played, it was the bottom lineup that just couldn't really do anything, and they couldn't set up the top of the lineup. Well, now it's their opportunity here to try to push across more runs, try to push this one out of reach.
The wind, the 2-2. Swung on, hit well. Out to left field. Does Turk have it? It's off the wall. 1 run's going to score. Here comes 2. And it's just going to be 2, but Zach Turk has a 2 RBI double that almost was 4 runs for the Outlaws. We've seen that power in BP. We see it right there for the first time this year. Zach Turk scores 2 and makes it 7-0 Outlaws, and out comes Eric Tolar. And with that, we're going to thank another partner in Russell's Automotive. Russell's Automotive, your family-owned go-to for all your quality automotive repair needs. We'd also like to thank Hersted Monument Company, serving the Valley for over 100 years.
Tolar's going to go with a change. It's Peyton Markheim taking the mound for the 3rd time this season. And again, this is just a spot where you have to try to limit as much damage as you can. Obviously, for Ferguson, that's not really the outcome you wanted. You were pitching well, and then you run into this top of the lineup. Your defense lets you down a little bit, but you just got to shake that off. And now if you're Markheim, you got to try to make sure that you can make some pitches here.
And unfortunately, Ferguson does just go the 2+ innings. It's unclear how many of those runs are earned and unearned, but both base runners on base are also his.
Yeah, Markheim pitched in the very first game of the season when the Outlaws won 16-5. He went 2 innings, allowed 2 runs, and struck out 4. He was doing really well, and then the second inning of work got a little bit hit harder. Last time out against the Outlaws as well, he went 2 2/3, allowed 4 runs, just 3 of them earned, struck out 2. And again, his job right here is to make some pitches, try to limit the damage here, and try to, again, just try to keep your offense at least at some kind of opportunity here. It's still got 4 innings, and you know this offense can score runs in a hurry, but especially with a guy like Brock Barry on the mound who's been so good, the 7-run lead already feels massive. You want to try to avoid even more runs coming in.
And if you're this bottom of the Outlaws order, you know how threatening that top of the order is. They just showed you still not a single out in this bottom of the 3rd inning, and they're just 2 batters away from flipping that lineup over once again. So unless they can work a double play somehow with runners on 2nd and 3rd, they will see Braden Basie for the 2nd time in this inning.
Yeah, obviously that's going to be a big at bat as soon as he comes up, but at this point you got 2 batters in front of him. You just got to go after them and get outs. Even if that does allow a run or 2 to score, you just want to avoid this really getting out of hand, even though it's already extended to a point where it feels like it's going to be tough, but you've got to try to keep it from getting even tougher.
And here's Luke Banning in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to him lands for strike 1. And I really like Zach Turk attacking that mistake. We haven't seen the power yet this year from him. I've talked to him about it. They really like what they've seen behind the plate. He has a good presence of the strike zone, but has yet to really use that bat until now. And Banning swung on and misses for strike 2 on that one. Turk, his first extra base hit of the summer on a ball that almost left the yard. The 0-2 to Banning. Swung on, fouled off to the right side. We'll do the 0-2 again here.
Peyton's older brother, Paxton Markheim, also an assistant coach for the squad as well. He's coaching in his first game tonight.
The 0-2 to Banning. Swung on and fouled off. So we'll do the 0-2 once again here. Banning showing good fight. From the stretch, Markheim misses with the 0-2, is now 1-2 here on Luke Banning. We'd like to see Markheim go as long as possible here with a limited bullpen. And that ball is hit well out to left field. Going back on it, he's not going to get it. And that's going to score another 2 runs for the Outlaws. And 2 back-to-back doubles here at the bottom of the order here for the Outlaws. And that, now you're getting into a territory where you just want to be able to play 7 innings in this one.
Yeah, just left that one a little bit too far over the plate, and Banning was able to take that one out, and again, just over the glove of Sepulveda out and left, and you've seen how good of an outfielder he's been this season, so you have to hit it hard to avoid him catching that ball, and the last 2 batters have done that.
Now it's the 9-hitter Bennett Cherry, still nobody retired. As the man who led off the inning on deck in Braden Basie as that first pitch misses for ball 1. And you just have to find a way to stem the bleeding somehow at this point. The 1-0 to Cherry lands for strike 1. But Cherry talking to the umpire, Josh Wagner, a little bit about that inside strike call. The 1-1 to him. Swung on and missed on the off-speed away. Is now 1-2 here on Bennett Cherry. Did strike out looking his last appearance. Though both of those strikeouts in the second inning turned into doubles here in the third. Time called by Cherry. Banning bouncing around there on second base. The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3, and they finally get a first out of the inning on the 9-hitter Bennett Cherry. That's going to bring up Braden Basie for the second time this inning. He walked and hit a double today. Walked earlier in this bottom of the third. Basie looks at ball 1. Can imagine this is going to be a little bit hard on Brock Berry to bounce back from. He's been sitting for a long time, still just 1 out in the inning. The 1-0 misses wide for ball 2.
He's out there warming up in the Outlaws bullpen, just trying to stay warm.
Can imagine that might hamper how long he might be able to go in this game. Markheim gets the sign, the set, the 2-0. Basie takes for strike 1. Luke Banning on second base. He had the 2 RBI double. 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third, Outlaws lead 9-0. Basie takes low and away for ball 3. Is now 3-1 here on the leadoff man. The 3-1 swung on, popped up, could be playable for Monum, and that is going to get out of play. The count will now run full here on Braden Basie. Basie went back to his college swing these past couple days, and it showed a little bit more power. The payoff. Swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 2 here for Peyton Markheim. If you can strand that runner in Luke Banning, may seem small, but that could prove big.
It's good to see him respond after giving up that double 2 Banning. He's gotten back-to-back strikeouts. Just try to strand that runner at second. Again, just limit the damage as much as possible.
And in steps Jaden Barrio. Here with 2 outs and a runner on second. First pitch to him. Lands on the inner half for strike 1. Barrio reached on that air by Bose earlier this inning. That ball misses in for ball 1. The 1-1 here to the RBI king for the Outlaws as he fouls that one back for strike 2. Sitting at 15. Tanner Martinez has climbed that ranking today with 3 RBIs of his own. He waits on deck. Brio will have to reach, however, for him to get up. The 1-2. Misses in. Make it 2-2. Two on its way with 2 outs. Misses up and in on Barrio. Count will run full. And you don't want to see these long at-bats for a guy you're going to need some innings out of today. Peyton Markheim. Payoff. Swung on, fouled out of play to the right side by Barrio. You probably weren't going to want him to come in until the 4th or the 5th or even the 6th or even the 7th if he can do what he did last time, but he is here in just the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that ball is hit into the 6th hole, played, and he's going to bobble it again. And Barrio will reach on the 2nd time by an error made by Tay Bowes. That is the 3rd error of the game from Tay.
Did a good job turning on it and fielding it, and then just popped out of his glove and wasn't able to make the throw over. Would have been a close play over there, but like you said, his 3rd error. You got to imagine, you saw a lot of that in the first game between these two teams, knocking off some of that rust a little bit.
Now is Xander Martinez, who is having himself a day so far. 2 RBI singles. Gotta imagine the infield's probably not going to play in on him this time. First pitch to him is foul back for strike 1. So I got 3 RBIs here in just the 3rd inning. And you just want to stem the bleeding here. Do not want that run to score from first. Do not want that run at first in Barrio to score. And they hit Martinez right in the small of his back. Martinez, another one of those outlaws that's been hit by a pitch a bunch this year, and that's his 5th. And that's going to load the bases here for the powerful batter, Christian McKernan, who could really put this one out of reach.
Yeah, really, really need to get an out here now.
Martinez already dealing with that ankle. The last thing he wanted was to get hit right in the back. Brock Berry's been sitting for a bit now. This is the 13th batter to come to the plate this inning. Christian McKernan, bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch to him is fouled off to the right side, out of play for strike 1.
I mean, at this point, you're asking your pitchers to go out and get 5 outs, 3 errors. We're going to get 6 outs, really, in this inning. 3 errors. It's never a recipe to winning.
The 0-1 hit out to center field. Ranging over on it is Solis. He makes the grab, and the nightmare inning ends here for the Pioneers, but not before 7 runs score in the inning and 13 batters come to the plate for the Outlaws. We're heading to the top of the 4th here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network and KNEB, and quite an eventful bottom of the 3rd inning. We've talked about those cricket numbers all year, and they add to it a 7 spot in the bottom of the 3rd where 13 batters come to the plate.
I mean, pitching for the Pioneers, it's already thin, and now it's going to get even thinner. And always tough when you're asked to get 6 outs in an inning. Essentially, it's tough. 3 errors, 4 hits, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, 7 runs come across. Only 4 of those end up being earned. Now at this point, your offense just got to go out there and try to work a longish inning to give Markheim a little bit of rest. And if you can't try to put up some runs, you're probably not going to get this all back in one inning. But if you can just kind of slowly throughout the game crawl back, obviously only have 4 innings to work with. But if you can try to crawl back a little bit slowly, give your team at least a chance in this one.
Brock Berry, who's been sitting for a while, will begin his 4th inning on the mound. Has worked quick so far, just 2 walks that he's had to work around. The 0 to Zamaripa lands for strike 1. And that break didn't seem to affect Berry, although he was throwing down the bullpen for a while, so you got to imagine that might limit his amount that he's allowed to go today. The 0-1 to Zamaripa. A little bit of a check swing, misses after he tried to pull back the bunt.
Just trying to do that again. I like the idea from Berry if he's going to show that. You just throw him an off-speed pitch because that's going to be really hard to time up.
Berry ahead early 0-2 here on Zamaripa. He fires. Just misses outside with the off-speed for ball 1. The 1-2. It's going to go inside. Avoids Zamaripa, but is ball 2. Counts now 2-2 here on Zamaripa.
Berry's shown really good control on the off-speed pitches to the right side, to the first base side of the plate, but it's that left side part of the plate. He hasn't really had the same break.
That pitch misses in for ball 3. Count's going to run full. Last thing you want if you're Brock Berry is a leadoff walk here up 9. West Coast scoreboard reads 9-0 right now in favor of the Outlaws. Time called by Zamaripa as Berry held for a while, trying to mess up that timing for the Pioneers catcher. The payoff from Berry. Swung on, grounded foul. Zamaripa a little bit late on that one.
As you said, he was late on that off-speed pitch. It just seems like he's a little bit late on decisions here in this at-bat. You wonder if Berry, seeing that, wants to go with the fastball here, just try to blow one by him.
It's going to need to be a strike, though, with the full count. Payoff from Berry once again. Misses in for ball 4. And that's the best thing you wanted if you're the Pioneers. It's a leadoff base runner.
Yeah, that's how you let teams back in, is by walking batters. His 3rd walk of the game. He's had been doing a good job at limiting walks in his last couple of appearances, but here, 3 walks so far in 3+ innings. We'll see if the Pioneers can try to take advantage of it.
And in steps Sepulveda. First pitch to him, hit over to third. Cherry's throw to second, spikes it, and that's going to get into the outfield. And that's going to move runners into scoring position. And that could have been an inning-ending double or a big double play to get 2 outs. Instead, Bennett Cherry spikes it, throws it into right field.
Yeah, and basically the entire blueprint of what you don't want to do with a 9-run lead, the Outlaws have done in 2 batters. He walks the first guy, and then an E5 over there that allows both runners to not just reach, but get into scoring position. Now, if the Pioneers, you really got to put across some runs in this inning.
And we talked about them playing on their heels in that last game that caused them the loss. It looked like Cherry was playing a little back on his heels there, and then makes the throwing error. That ball misses for ball 1. The 1-0 to Monum. Pardon me, Smith for strike 1. Count's going to even. Now, if you're Barry, you just have to not worry about those 2 runners because, in theory, they don't matter. You still have a 7-run lead if both of them score. The 1-1 swung on and missed on that off speed, and he just pulled that one away from him.
Again, he's doing a good job at locating and getting good spin on that pitch that hits that first base side of the plate, and he gets another one right there.
Barry just having a little bit of trouble with those pitches arm side. That pitch misses for ball 2. Turk just wanted to double check on that one before throwing it back to Barry.
I will say it looked like Man thought it was strike 3 as well.
Now will be the 2-2 here from Barry. And he lands that off speed for strike 3. And Man goes down looking for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th. Now will be Mike Monum trying to knock those 2 runners in and try and chip into that lead as best as possible.
He's got the lone hit of the game for the Pioneers, but was trying to extend it into a double.
He did catch good barrel on that one as that one was in the left center gap. First pitch to Monum. Lands that off speed that he just struck out Smith with for strike 1.
Yeah, back-to-back pitches, he's been able to locate that, and he becomes even more dangerous once he starts hitting that backdoor breaker to lefties and front door breaker to righties.
0-1 with runners on second and third. Swung on, grounded back to Barry. Run's going to try and score, and Zamaripa is thrown out. Not exactly sure what you're doing there. You cannot afford to make an out on the base pass like that when you're down 9.
I don't really mind that just because you still have a runner at third. The only real difference is that there's a runner at first because he would have probably gotten him out at first anyways. And at this point, just trying to score a run any way possible, but wasn't particularly close, though.
Gotta imagine he must have just been going on contact, basically a swinging bunt from Monum. CJ King checks his swing for strike 1. Here with 2 outs now. Sepulveda does move to third, though, on that fielder's choice. The 1-0. Monum's going to go. And Turk's just going to throw back to third base. And that's going to get by Bennett Cherry. And nobody's at third base. And he is safe. And the rough inning continues for Bennett Cherry. And it seemed like he didn't know that that throw was coming in from Turk.
Yeah, he just whiffed it. I mean, that was a good throw from Turk. Monum was stealing second. And then the heads-up base running of Monum to go to third when no one was covering. A little bit risky because it was a race to the bag, but it works out, and see if the Pioneers can add another.
Here's the 1-1 to CJ King, blocked back there by Turk. They add 1, although once again for Brock Berry against these Pioneers, it is unearned. The 2-1 to CJ King. Strike 2 now. Because now, strike 3. And that will end the inning. Brock Berry does give up 1, although it was unearned. The West Coast scoreboard reads 9-1 as we will head to the bottom of the 4th here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
nothing to say. You chose to walk, give what we had away. I hope you get what you're looking for. But babe, with me, you close the door on everything we could have been.
Let's be fair.
Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin, and the Pioneers cut into that lead on a couple mistakes in that inning. Is now 9-1, the Outlaws lead.
Yeah, we've now seen mistakes both sides defensively. A little bit odd because of how good of defense has kind of been played over the last couple of weeks, but yeah, it's been a big storyline here in this one. 4 errors for the Pioneers, now 2 for the Outlaws.
And it's really just been 2 guys so far. Bennett Cherry hasn't played a ton of third base. They normally throw him over at second, and he's struggled so far with 2 of those, both of those errors being on him. And then for Tay Bowes, has 3 errors over at short in his first Pioneers appearance.
You got to imagine, like I said, a little bit of rust from Bose. First ball game in a while.
Markheim is on for his second full inning of work here to face Gideon Leslie as he takes strike 1. He came in to face Luke Banning, although there was still not an out yet in the inning. And Gideon Leslie's going to ground that over to short. Bose fields, throws to first in time for out number 1. And that's going to be a relieving feeling for Markheim, for the entire Pioneers defense, and especially Tay Bose.
Yeah, it's good to see him field that one. That took a weird hop late. Looked like it might have bounced up into his chest, but he's able to field it, make the strong throw to first. And like you said, it's good to see that, make that play, and it kind of sets you up going forward to be like, okay, I'm back in it. I feel confident, feel good.
And now as Grady Manuel, who reached on the Deshaun Harvey error back in the 3rd inning. And that ball is hit well into left field, and that's going to drop in for a single for Grady Manuel. Just his 3rd hit and first single of the year for Grady Manuel. First Nebraska hit. Both of his doubles coming in brush. Looks like Turk's going to want a little bit more grip there on his bat. And Turk almost had a grand slam his last time up. Just banged off that left field wall. Did get a 2 RBI double. But kind of been waiting for that from Turk, and he shows it off in his last at-bat. First pitch misses for ball 1. Again, you're going to have to work around base runners in this inning if you're Markheim. The pitch swung on and missed by Turk. Count's going to even. 1 out in the inning. Grady Manuel at first, so you are a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. The 1-1 lands on the outer half for strike 2. If you're the Pioneers, you just have 9 more outs to score 8 runs. Although if the Outlaws are going to give you extra outs, that will be easier. And they're going to call a balk on Markheim as Manuel move into second base. So the Outlaws are looking to do what they do best and return runs. After giving up that one back in the top half. And Turk's going to pop that one into right field. Manuel's going to scoot into third as Harvey almost ranged over and caught that. The typical outfielder here for the Pioneers. Looked like the wind was pushing against it a little bit. Or Turk just didn't get that much on it.
Yeah, that's a play that he's going to tell himself he should have made. It was close. It was a tough play either way, ranging back like that, but just missing his glove and a blue base hit there for Turk.
And now it's Luke Banning who's going to break his bat on that foul ball, that's going to get out into foul territory onto the right side. Probably the best bat break we've seen so far this summer.
That one's pretty clean. Not only that, the bat was trying to charge Fisher over at third as well.
Bat was closer to going into fair territory than the ball was.
I think the bat did land in fair territory.
An eventful 0-1.
Got to be a shame that bat just gave you a double, and now it's dead.
The 0-1 now on Luke Banning. He's going to pop that one up into right field, and they're not going to get it. Manuel's going to score in standing, and that ball's going to get by down the left field line, and both runners will advance as well. And out in right field, Monum just lays out, unable to get to it. Landed in that Bermuda Triangle. You'd like to try and see Man maybe range back and catch that one. It was quite shallow for the right fielder to try and catch. But back-to-back bloop singles into right field does score a run. Now Banning has 3 RBIs on the day. That ball's a swinging bunt from Bennett Cherry. They're going to flip it home, and they're going to get Turk. Pardon me, just a regular old bunt. Just looking at my scorebook, trying to update things. Bennett Cherry squares the bunt. Does about the exact opposite thing you want to do, though, in a bunt scenario. Get that lead runner out. He is safe at first, however.
Yeah, that bunt just went right back to Markheim, and another good play by a pitcher. We saw it last inning when Zamaripa was throwing it at home, and Markheim with a good toss to Zamaripa keeps a run off the board.
First pitch to the leadoff man, Braden Basie, who's in his 4th at-bat in just as many innings, takes strike 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run in for the Outlaws. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Pardon me, strike 2. I will also add, if the Outlaws are able to score that run from third, they will just need 3 outs to get the mercy in this game. The 0-2 to Basie misses.
And that means for Zamaripa back behind the plate, extra important to keep that ball in front of you.
The 1-2 to Basie lands for strike 3. And that is out number 3 in the inning. The Outlaws add 1 more. They lead 10-1 as we head to the 5th inning here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back into the Front Range League Network and KNEB. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin, and we'd like to thank our partner, Castle and Cook. Contact Jennifer Urdalis for all your local five-star lender with Castle and Cook Mortgage. For a simple, friendly, and fast loan process for your home purchase or refinance, contact Jennifer today. Castle and Cook Mortgage, the key to your castle. Brock Berry on for his fifth inning of work. He will have a 9-run lead once again. Did give up a one that was unearned last inning. Seems to be a theme these last two games for Brock Berry.
And all you can do is control what you can control. He's been pitching well so far. He's looked better as this game's gone on, really. We'll see what he can do here in this frame.
It's going to be Harvey, Fisher, and Bose. Harvey struck out his last time up. Berry started the last two innings with a walk. He's trying not to do that again. First pitch to Harvey misses wide for ball one. The 1-0 to the lefty Harvey. Swung on, popped up over to the left side. Basie ranging over on it. He's got it for out number one. That's exactly what you want if you're Brock Berry after the last inning, where got a little eventful for sure.
Yeah, that was a major league pop-up. Harvey was basically to second base by the time that ball was caught.
Beautiful sky here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. The sunset creating a nice little seemingly pink layer, and clouds are fun shapes in the sky here in Gering, Nebraska. It's the first pitch to Fisher is fouled out of play to the left side.
Got the Outlaws dugout jumping a little bit over there. It was a laser just above their dugout.
Gotta imagine they're probably putting cups on their ears again or making a gun out of the cups, as they do. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded over to second base, fielded by Manuel. The throw on to first is in time for out number two. Quick 2 outs here for Brock Berry.
Saw the Wranglers do a little bit of tarps off with the players in that game on Tuesday when they were trying to rally late.
And they went tarps off in their warm-ups as well as the bus pulled in during BP. There was a lot of pale white chests out in Fort Morgan, Colorado.
I'll just say this. It's great. It didn't work for them. So intriguing for them to keep it up.
2 outs. In steps Tay Bose, who takes strike one. Still seeking his first Pioneer hit in his first appearance. Did walk his last time up, however. The 0-1 from Berry. Swung on and missed on that off speed, and he had Bose fooled. See what he does here to try and take down Tay Bose. Berry ahead 0-2. He fires. Misses outside with the off speed for ball one. Talked about the small strike zone, a little bit tough to hit. Berry proved it in Bose's last at bat as he walked him on 4 pitches. The 1-2. Misses in for ball two. If you're Berry, you really don't want to face Solis this inning, if at all. The 2-2 from Berry. Misses low for ball 3. He's trying to just nibble at that zone here and a bit unsuccessful. Trying not to give up his 4th walk of the game here. The payoff on its way. And he lost him after going ahead 0-2. for a 2-out walk, and he's going to have to face the hot bat of Jacob Solis.
Yeah, Solis, his last time up, really just missed it. He was on that off-speed pitch, but just got a little bit under it. Now here you'd love to see him try to extend the inning.
Barry checks on Bose at first, gives him a look. And Bose is going to take off. Turk's not going to make a throw down to second. No need to. Up 9. Just need to worry about the batter up at the plate and Jacob Solis, who's now is ahead 1-0. The 1-0 to Solis, and that's going to get to the backstop. Barry spikes that one a little bit. Bose will get into third on the wild pitch. And Barry wanting a new baseball. Solis taking into that right-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Trying to score that run from third. Pitch misses wide. Is now 3-0. Barry having more control issues than we've seen him have this year. 3-0. Lands for strike 1. Long wait, the 3-1 delivery. Swung, fouled off the umpire. Josh Wagner is taking his second foul ball of the night. He's going to head over to that Outlaws dugout, seemingly like he's going to take off his protection. We'd like to thank our partner Ryan's Welding, selling PJ Texas trailers in a wide variety of sizes, as well as offering full service welding shop. Trainer out to check on Josh Wagner. He heads over to the Outlaws bench. We'd also like to thank our partner Independent Plumbing and Heating. Independent Plumbing and Heating Incorporated has been servicing the western Nebraska Panhandle since 1933.
So that one got him in the chest this time, and you said the trainer out to look at him. Wouldn't be shocked if they potentially switched the home plate umpire and the field umpire.
That West Coast scoreboard reads 10-1. And they're going to pull off the players here. Gotta imagine it's going to be an umpire switch. Wouldn't think that they would call the game at this point. We're gonna head to a quick break here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
Your name lighting on my phone when it was you who let go of everything we could have been. Is it sinking in all your regret? No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, and when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends.
the first moment I saw you, I knew I had to make you mine. Wanted to know everything about you. I didn't want to waste no time. What's something I can do for you, darling? That would make you smile. I'll bring you flowers, girl. Enough to see.
It will be interesting to see how this will impact him. We saw it negatively impact Reisig when the last time they did this in front range league action. Barry already having, like you said, the long intermission in that bottom of the third inning. He does have 2 outs in this inning, trying to come back in an at-bat against Jacob Solis, who is a dangerous bat for these Pioneers.
Yeah, he's been red hot, as has Sepulveda, but Barry's done a good job silencing these bats tonight, giving up just 1 hit in this game. A couple of errors in the last frame, as well as a walk, allowed a run to score, but obviously unearned. And like I said, he's just had another good game. Using less of the strikeout this game, more of just getting weak contact. And it's been good to see from the side of Brock Barry. And defensively for the Pioneers, 5 errors has really hurt them as well.
If you're Brock Barry, the walks have been a bit of an issue for you tonight. If you have anything to say about Brock Barry, it's definitely the walks. He's already topped his total this year tonight from what it was coming into this game.
Yeah, he's done a really good job at finding the zone, but tonight's a little bit more wild than we're used to seeing. He's now to 75 pitches. That was his 75th pitch, the one that Solis fouled off. So it's gone pretty long in this one. You wonder, again, how much longer he's going to go if we do play a 6th inning. Is he going to go back out there? Are they going to go to their bullpen? Obviously, both these teams trying to save arms a little bit. A lot of games upcoming. But it's kind of just a wait-and-see situation.
It's going to be a little bit of a tough situation to come into for both of these, pitcher and hitter. It's going to be a full count with a runner on third base, so a high-pressure pitch, but it's probably going to feel like a 0-0.
It's going to be a little bit weird. Obviously, if you are Solis, you're trying to sit on a pitch to hit. If you're Barry, you go out there, you miss 1 pitch, and it's ball 4, and you have 2 runners on. So like you said, it's going to be tough, but like I said, Barry's been great all year, and he's been really accurate. That's been probably one of his best aspects to his game, is that he's not really struggled with command issues. So, see what happens once he gets back out there.
The other thing is Peyton Markheim. See him got a sweatshirt over that right arm, but it's also going to be a long break for him. See how he comes back from it.
Yeah, so far Markheim's looks pretty good. He's been hit a little bit, but he's avoided the walks. He struck out 3. So we'll see what he does when he goes back out there for the 5th inning. And it's one of those things you would love to see Markheim try to work the rest of this game. Obviously, we'll see, and we'll kind of see what the score ends up being. But first, Pioneers have a chance to try to at least get 1 run back, maybe some more here in this 5th frame, and you love to see that. Just try to crawl their way back into this game if possible.
And if you're the Outlaws on the other side of it, you're trying to get out of this inning and get 1 run and get out of here. If they're able to score 1 run, which they've already scored 10, and it's going to be Barrio, Martinez, and McKernan next inning. So you're going to have the right bats to do it if they want to end this one early, but they're going to have to hold the Pioneers first. Seeing some hacky sack from the Outlaws. They get into some very unique situations over there on the third base line. Saw a video earlier of them trying to throw somebody up into the air to keep the sack alive.
Is that what they were doing?
They're playing hacky sack.
Well, I got that.
They were trying to throw him up into the air so that the hacky sack wouldn't touch the ground.
Well, again, that makes sense. It's just ill-fated attempt, I think.
Although I think they threw it up and the person that was supposed to kick it did kick it, so I'm not sure how ill-fated it was.
All I saw was someone take a pretty hard fall on their back.
But that is part of being an athlete. I'd like to give a quick shout out to the Mariners tonight and Brian Wu going 7+ shutout innings with 9 strikeouts, just allowing 3 hits against the Orioles as the Mariners went on to win the series at home. Bit of a busy day in Seattle as well. We have a lot of people sure watching the Mexico World Cup game on right now.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about what happened in the Cardinals game today.
The Colorado Rockies, for you Gering folks,
Off day, huh?
off day. I guess it is Thursday.
Tried to give a shout out, didn't work, huh?
It is a getaway day often on Thursdays. It's a little bit of a thin MLB slate. Also a shout out to the New York Knicks and the Carolina Hurricanes, bringing in the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup each. Both of them snapping long championship droughts. Knicks snapping a championship drought for the city of New York as well.
I'm happy for one of those teams. You will never see me ever root for the Knicks, however.
The Athletics lead the Angels 5-0. The Blue Jays lead the scuffling Red Sox 4-3. The Brewers fell to the Guardians today 4-2. Minnesota Twins took down the Texas Rangers 9-3. The Mets took down the Phillies in an NL East rivalry. Six to 4. The White Sox took down the New York Yankees in the Bronx. So not everything's all bright and shiny in New York. It's a very exciting White Sox team takes down the AL best New York Yankees.
It was not for a lack of effort from Ryan Weathers, however.
Andrew Benintendi did hit a grand slam as well in that game. One of our interns, Samantha Pop, is a big White Sox fan, so I'm sure she'll love to see that. I love any team seeing them beat the Yankees, as you love to see any team beat the Knicks. As the clouds are turning a beautiful shade of pink here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium.
Say it's been nice the last couple of years. Pacers beating the Knicks in back-to-back playoffs. There was a team missing from the playoffs this year that the Knicks didn't have to beat. That's all I'll say.
We're getting to that part of the sports calendar, though, that does get a little bit dry, although this year we are fortunate enough to have the World Cup, where some teams have kind of been shocked a little bit, Spain and Belgium respectively, as well as Portugal.
It's been a fun World Cup so far. The U.S. are 1-0 with a 4-1 win. Shout out to our other intern, Gabriel Romero, big Mexico head. That sounded wrong. Big Mexico soccer fan. Mexico's currently winning 1-0. If they win the game tonight, they'll win their group. It'll be a similar situation for the U.S. team tomorrow. If they were to win, I believe they'll win their group as well.
They are playing in my hometown of Seattle, Washington, against Australia. The loudest stadium in the NFL as well, of Lumen Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks.
Still? Because I know Arrowhead gets really loud. I haven't looked it up, so I have no idea.
Arrowhead didn't bring home a Lombardi trophy this year.
Yeah, but it's brought home a few recently.
Chiefs did miss the playoffs, although Patrick Mahomes recently signed an extension, I believe, with those Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Can I say this? I think Chiefs missed the playoffs again.
I don't hate that take at all. They're in a bit of a tough division.
Hey, if you're to tell me the Raiders make the playoffs and the Chiefs miss the playoffs, I would not be shocked.
I might be a little bit shocked by the Raiders, but
I watched Fernando Mendoza for 16 games, and I haven't seen him lose a game yet. So
I'm a little unsure if he is going to win that starting spot over Kirk Cousins.
I think he's the better quarterback, but I know that they're trying to take it slow. I think if he is starting day one, I would. Yeah, I won't go as far as to say.
Something went wrong if he's starting day one, I would say.
Or he's just too good to keep off the field. I personally believe Fernando Mendoza is going to be a Hall of Famer, win 7 Super Bowls, and be the greatest quarterback of all time. But that's just me. It's my completely unbiased take. I will say this. I think the Chiefs got worse. Mahomes is coming off an injury, and they missed the playoffs last year when Mahomes was having a really good season already. So, and as you said, tough division. You have the Chargers and you have the Broncos. Both teams are going to be playoff hopefuls. So,
do you know who else tore their Achilles and was the one time that they didn't make the playoffs in his long tenured NFL career? By a man from Northern California by the name of Thomas Brady.
Oh, I thought you were trying to do some kind of like Seattle trivia.
No.
So my instinct was Matt Hasselbeck.
This is my hot NFL take. I believe Patrick Mahomes is the second greatest quarterback of all time.
Already?
Yes.
I think he will be up there once his career ends. But if he were to never make the playoffs again, I don't know that I would say that.
He already has more playoff wins than Joe Montana.
Okay, I didn't say he wasn't better than Joe Montana. Can I give you my hot take? If I were to take one prime of any quarterback of all time, not longevity, because obviously that's Tom Brady after he played 50 seasons. If I could take one prime from any quarterback, I would take Andrew Luck. I think you look at athleticism, you look at smarts, you look at arm talent. Bruce Arians thinks he is the perfect quarterback. I'm going to take Bruce Arians' word for it.
Bruce Arians, a great football mind. Andrew Luck, another one of those sports what-ifs.
That one hurts. That one hurts a lot. It's one of those moments you know exactly where you were. At least for a Colts fan.
I can remember where I was for a couple of Seattle sports moments for myself.
I believe, I might be wrong on this one, I believe the Colts were playing the now Indiana Bears, then Chicago Bears, at the time in a preseason game. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was the Bears.
That is a team that I believe is going to be pretty scary this year in the NFC.
They should be. They were really good last year, and
Caleb Williams should only get better.
I do believe in... I'm blanking on his name. Whatever their head coach is.
Roma Dunze and Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. I wasn't talking about Roma Dunze.
Roma Dunze.
He's a good number 2. Could easily be a number 1 at some point.
Those definitely need to possibly develop a little bit more.
Wouldn't shock me if Luther Burden ends up being the one, but they got a lot of weapons over there.
They do have a great offense and a great offensive mind over there in Indiana.
Like I said, now that they play in Indiana, I'll root for them. I actually was in an interview where Caleb Williams was being interviewed for an internship, and he is a great storyteller. Let me tell you. He is a really good storyteller.
I think he gets a bit of a bad rap. I think he is part of this new generation of players like him or Jared McCain for the Oklahoma City Thunder now that are a little bit more on social media than you would see traditionally out of your athletes.
Well, I think the thing with Caleb Williams is that he's the number 1 pick. He was hyped as much as a guy like Andrew Luck. And he had a little bit of a rough rookie season, kind of up and down in a shaky situation.
A lot of close losses.
Gets Ben Johnson in his second year, and he took off. I mean, he's one of those guys that he's also plays for the Bears, a team that, you know, is a lovable loser. Duh, Bears. So, but I think he is definitely a Super Bowl caliber quarterback already, and he has a limitless ceiling.
I would not disagree with that take. Bouncing over to baseball, bit of a mediocre American League at that. My Seattle Mariners leading the division, just a couple games over first place. And then the Cardinals, your team on the other side, they're in a little bit of a mad dash to just get a wild card spot.
Well, they play with the Brewers, who have some kind of dark magic going on. It doesn't matter who's pitching for them. They are Cy Young candidates. Obviously, Mizorowski is Mizorowski, but even like Kyle Harrison, who I've been a big fan of for a long time, looked like he was kind of a little bit of a bust, comes in and he immediately is elite. And they have 3 other pitchers that I can't name, but they're elite, and that's all that matters.
And we are going to get back to Front Range League baseball here pretty soon. We have the umpires coming back out on the field. We appreciate you sticking with us, listening to our sports hot takes from around everything in sports.
Final hot take, U.S. wins the World Cup.
That might be a little too scalding hot for me.
They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose.
They better not let the Americans win it because they will never hear the end of it from us for sure.
I don't think there's bigger soccer fans than those in America because we're the only ones that call it soccer. And you know what? I think that makes us the best fans. Because, let's be honest, what do you play football with? If you're a kicker, your feet.
That is true. Football is America's pastime at this point, although we are watching quite a mighty fine game of itself in baseball. Josh Wagner and Ron Woolworth have now switched spots. Woolworth will be behind the plate. Wagner will be in the field. As that beautiful sunset has now turned into a little bit of dusk here. Lights have turned on. Brock Berry going to try and escape a little bit of a jam here with a runner on third. Full count on the dangerous bat of Solis.
After getting two pitch outs, a full count walk to Ty Bowes. He stole a bag, then a wild pitch. Puts him at third with 2 outs for Solis at the plate. Counts also full to him. We'll see what happens here again. We talked about it. One pitch can end up in a walk, end up in a strikeout, obviously in a hit, or any number of things. So interesting to see which pitch he goes with here.
Be interesting to see how the bats and the pitching handles this. Baseball players really like routine and staying in rhythm. In a game that's full of momentum, it seems like everything is just stopped for a bit. So if you're thinking about it from the Pioneer side, this might be exactly what you needed.
Yeah, just one hit off of Berry so far. That was all the way back in the second inning. They have drawn 3 walks, 4 walks actually, but it's been a relatively quiet night for this Pioneers offense.
And we are back. Berry sets the payoff. Swung on, fouled back. Of course it is. And we'll do the payoff once again.
No one pitch at bats.
Berry gets the sign once again. The payoff once again to Solis is popped up over to the right side and out of play. Solis is not going down without a fight here. The 8th pitch coming in this at-bat. Although 5 of those pitches were thrown about 20 minutes ago. The payoff once again. He lands that off speed for strike 3. Brock Berry. 5 scoreless. Other than that one unearned run, Brock Berry's night looks good so far. Got to wonder if he's going to come out back for the 6th here on the Front Range Network and KNEB.
Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I love your style, and I love your grace. Said I love to put a smile on your pretty little face. I love it when you're close to me.
Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin. And it's been all Outlaws so far today. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning, the Outlaws lead 10-1 there on that West Coast scoreboard. Peyton Markheim is also going to have to deal with a long break here as he has to hold the Outlaws to 0 if he wants to pitch another inning.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to what happened last night. Had a couple of innings, the bottom of the 7th and bottom of the 8th, where the Pioneers needed scoreless frames. They got them and were able to get the win. Obviously, tonight, a little bit different situation. They're down by 9. 1-run scores, and the Outlaws would win the ball game on a mercy rule. But at this point, you just got to go out there and pitch and not really think about it. You just got to do your job, and it's a tough part of the lineup, but we'll see what Markheim has got.
It is a tough part of the lineup. The RBI king of the Front Range League will be leading off in Jaden Barrio. If he's able to send 16 over the fence, that would send all these Outlaws fans home happy. On deck is the guy who's having quite the night himself, yet to be retired, is Xander Martinez with 3 RBIs and a 2-for-2 night. 2 singles.
Yeah, Barrios reached twice, both on errors by the shortstop Bose, and that both happened in the 3rd inning.
Barrio digs into that right-handed batter's box here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to him. This is high for ball 1. As the sun goes down, Zamaripa will reach for the chalk to try and get the signs a little bit more clear. The 1-0 to Barrio. Misses low and away for ball 2. That's the last thing you want to do if you're trying to hold the Outlaws to none here is walk the leadoff man.
I want to give a little bit of a shout out. Former Indiana Hoosier Tyler Cerny signed with the Joliet Slammers today.
The 2-0. Swung on, hit out to right field, and that's going to be an opposite field single for Jaden Barrio to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the hot bat of Xander Martinez. With all these new walk-up songs coming in, I will say I think I do like Xander's the most in California Love by Tupac. It's a West Coast kid myself.
See, Tupac's going to be in a game.
What game is that?
I actually don't remember the name of it, but him and Snoop Dogg are big parts of it. Don't really know how that works.
The 0 to Martinez lands for strike 1. Jaden Barrio is speedy at first base. Going to see if he'll steal his second bag of the night here.
It's going to be in a game called Stranger Than Heaven.
It's that second pitch misses low and in for ball 1. Barrio takes his lead at first. The 1-1 to Martinez. Swung on, hit out to right field. Foul. He did get good barrel on that, just a little late on it. Hitting it foul down that right field line. He's able to put that fair. That might have ended this one. Though he's now in a 1-2 hole here against Markheim. The 1-2. Misses away for ball 2. Zamaripa thought about throwing back to first base to try and nab Barrio, but doesn't. The 2-2 to Xander Martinez. Misses in to run the count full. Payoff coming from Markheim. Swung on, grounded, all over to the left side. Bose plays it, bounces it. And that's going to be an infield single in the 3rd hit of the night for Xander Martinez. That's going to move the winning run into scoring position with Christian McKernan up at the plate. Although I am also a big fan of Christian McKernan's walk-up song, a little
You're the one with song knowledge here.
Christian McKernan was up for the walk-off against the Wranglers on the wild pitch as he takes ball 1. That second pitch misses up and in for ball 2. Jake Johnson. The 2-0. This up once again is now 3-0. Markheim is a ball away from loading these bases and moving that winning run 90 feet closer with nobody out. The 3-0 lands for strike 1. McKernan is 0 for 2 so far today with a walk, which he scored on back in the 3rd. It's not going to be easy for Markheim to get out of this one. Runners on first and second, nobody out. With the powerful bat of McKernan up 3-1. 3-1 on its way. Lands for strike 2. Count's going to run full here. For the second time this inning. The payoff. Misses up and in for ball 4, and the winning run is just 90 feet away for the Outlaws. That's going to be Gideon Leslie. Infield is not playing in, at least on the left side, which is a little interesting considering, okay, now they will come in. Pardon me, no they won't. Doesn't seem as though the Pioneers defense understands that the winning run is just 90 feet away. As Gideon Leslie is now up 2-0. Infield playing in slightly, though Bo's still back. The 2-0. Swan hit, and that's probably going to do it. Hit out to center field, tagging is Barrio, and that's going to finish this one.
It should, anyway.
And that's a sac fly from Gideon Leslie. Seems like we're going to keep playing baseball here at Oregon Trail Park. In steps Grady Manuel. The pitch lands for strike 1. Outlaws now lead 11-1 on that West Coast scoreboard. The 0-1. The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. And out number 2 of this inning. And in steps the catcher, Zach Turk. Zach Turk's having himself a night. First pitch to him, misses low and away for ball 1. ball is fouled off for strike one. Now 1-1 here on the Outlaws catcher. A pitch misses low for ball two. Getting communication that they will still play 7 unless this really gets out of hand. The 2-0. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And they're going to throw over to first base, and Martinez will just scoot over to third. That ball kind of got away from Smith over there at first base. The 2-2. This is away for ball 3. Payoff coming to Turk here with 2 outs. And they're going to call strike 3 on Zach Turk. He thought it was ball 4, and that is out number 3. The Outlaws get one more here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head to the 6th inning here on the Front Range League Network and KNEB Radio. Welcome back in, folks, to the Front Range League Network. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by Lucas Macklin. Here we are in the top of the 6th inning. The Outlaws lead 11-1. Brock Berry on for his 6th inning of work here, trying to get a new high on the summer for innings pitched for him. Brock Berry has struggled a little bit with control today. More walks than usual, but still able to be successful. Still yet to give up an earned run. And steps the catcher, Ray Zamaripa. First pitch to him. Lands for strike 1. Zamaripa is going to squirt a bunt, turn it around, and take for strike 2. Zamaripa did not like that call. The 0-2 is on its way. This is low. 1-2 on its way from Barry. Lands for strike 3. Zamaripa is not happy. And that can happen when the lead gets big. The zone also expands. And steps Sepulveda in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch to him. He's going to try and square to bunt. Goes foul for strike 1. Find it a little interesting, bunting down 10. But whatever works.
Just trying to find a way to get on base and get some runners on. Still just one hit in the game so far for them.
That pitch lands on Sepulveda. Is now 0-2 on him. Rockberry looking to get back-to-back strikeouts here. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Turk does drop it, so we'll have to throw it over to first base, but he will do it for out number 2. It's going to bring up Man Smith. First pitch to Smith. Misses wide for ball 1. The 1-0 to Man. Swung on foul back for strike 1. It sounds like if they're able to hold on to this 10-run lead, that this will be the last inning here. The 1-1 lands for strike 2. And the Outlaws are just one strike away from taking home another victory. Although we thought this last time on the sack fly, and that was not the case. The 1-2 on its way. Swung on foul back. We'll do it again. Toller way over there by the Outlaws dugout, the third base side. The 1-2. And that's going to miss for ball 2.
He's over there just doing a little bit of reconnaissance on his opponent.
A little bit of scouting.
Maybe a little bit of recruiting.
Seems
If
like
there's anybody unhappy in that dugout.
Seems like he's talking to Isaiah Murillo. And that ball is hit up the middle. A 2-out single from Man Smith. It's going to be Mike Monum.
Good to see him go down and get that one and just laser it to center field and potentially extend this ball game.
First pitch to Monum misses low and away. Turk's able to keep it in front, but it will be ball 1. If you are the Pioneers, you do want to score this run, but you also only have this inning and next inning to get back that 10-run lead. The 1-0. Swung on and missed for strike one. The 1-1. Man's going to go. He's going to get in there safely. So now it seems like the game extending run gets 90 feet closer. Also seems like there's some action going on in that Outlaws bullpen. Not sure if that's just Outlaws doing outlaw business or if they're actually trying to get somebody warm here for Brock Berry. The 2-1. Lands for strike two. Once again, the Outlaws are just one strike away.
It's now 95 pitches for Brock Berry, so you got to assume he's at the very least nearing the end of his start, one way or another.
The 2-2. Misses wide for ball three. Count's going to run full. The payoff. Swung, grounded over to third. Bennett Cherry Fields throws across the diamond for out number 3. And that is going to end it. The Outlaws take home the 11-1 win. And it's just that one big sore spot of 7 in the bottom of the third inning that really proves crucial. We'll be back with our Runza post-game show here on KNEB and the Front Range League Network.
I am waiting for a bus at the end of the night under street lamp, bent face flamed by the light.
Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons here on the Runza postgame show. Runza doesn't like to think of themselves as just another restaurant in town. They like to think of themselves as part of the community. Runza with locations in Scottsbluff, Gering, Chadron, and Alliance. I'm joined here by Xander Martinez. Xander did not get retired tonight. Hit by a pitch once and 3 singles, 2 of them bringing in RBIs, 3 RBIs on the night for you. What was kind of your approach to the plate that was working for you?
Oh, I switched to a different bat today. That was kind of a big thing. Felt better. Just hunting fastballs, like I said in the other interview. So, and I was kind of due. I was been in a slump for a little bit. So,
What did that kind of do for you? The infield played in both of those for those first 2 singles. What was kind of your approach then with a runner on base? I mean, you just said attack the fastballs, but does that change at all with a runner on first, third base, and the infield playing in?
honestly, I didn't even know they were playing, and I kind of was just going up there and not thinking about that and trying to hit a fly ball, and ended up hitting a line drive. So.
That is fair. What do you have to say about Brock Berry? Another scoreless appearance other than that one unearned run in the 4th inning. A little bit less strikeouts, a little bit more walks, but still able to get the job done. What does he do for that offense and for this team?
Well, I mean, when you shut a team down, it makes it a lot easier on the offense and to go and score some runs, and you want to help your guy out if they're throwing good. So.
That big inning, what was kind of the spark plug for that? Basically led off the inning, then Burritos air. Was that just all of you guys kind of coming together, that team chemistry showing off that we've seen, whether it's in the Mafia games or on the bus rides, coming together to score 7 runs and bring 13 hitters to the plate?
Yeah, I mean, I think getting those first 2 runs in on the hit, and then everything kind of just started going through, because even my hit in that inning was like a little dribbler through the middle, and when you get those, you know it's going to be a good inning. So.
The baseball guys just seem to have your back
Yep,
sometimes.
definitely.
And when that happens, sometimes it can turn into a bit of a tsunami for the other team. What does this kind of mean for you guys going forward? Playing the Australian team on Saturday, are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be different. I hope I'm out there on the field to talk to some of those guys, because I mean, I enjoy when there's runners on base, just having a conversation and seeing where people are from, just getting all the different people from everywhere. So.
Should be fun for sure. How's that ankle feeling for you? And also your
Oh.
back.
Ankle is hopefully getting better. I still feel it, but I mean, I can run, I can hit, so I just want to keep playing. That's all that matters. And then the back, that was a rough one. That one, I did feel that pretty good. So.
And then one last one for the fans. We've been playing a lot of Mafia on the bus rides. What is your favorite role to play in Mafia?
Oh, I like getting recruited. I was a dirty cop a couple times, and that was fun. And then you get to play both sides. So, yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Xander. The Outlaws take down the Pioneers 11-1. We'll be right back here to talk about what's next here on the Runza post-game show. Thank you, Xander. We'll be right back. Appreciate it. I couldn't do Brock again. They didn't get you out, so you had 3 RBIs.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah.
See you guys later. See you.
Oh.
Bring me into golden sunlight.
way all 6 innings. No earned runs. Did get that one blemish of the unearned run back in the 4th, but the Outlaws are able to give him 11 runs of backup.
Yeah, Barry was great tonight. Dealt a little bit more with control issues, which we haven't really seen. I think that probably played into a little bit less of the strikeout number, but allowed just 2 hits. So maybe the effectively wild terminology there, allowed just 2 hits, one in the 2nd inning and then one in that 6th inning. Although overall he was great. The Pioneers pitching wasn't terrible by any means. Markheim only came in and allowed 2 runs over 3 innings of work. Ferguson dealt with a little bit more hard hit, but his defense just let him down. I think it's a completely different ball game if you don't have that initial error in that 3rd inning. If you're able to get at least one out, it changes the entire complex of the inning. Now, offensively, they weren't able to get the job done either, and maybe that changes if you feel like you're more in the game, but overall, just a good game from the Outlaws. The Pioneers just didn't play their best ball. Most errors they've had since opening night, so this is one of those things. You look at it, you had 1-2 in a row, you put it behind you, try to learn from it, and you move on, and you try to come back and win a game tomorrow.
The Outlaws climb back to 500, move into 2nd place in that Front Range League standings. The Outlaws fall below 500 and move into 3rd, but they have a chance to play a team over the next 2 days who they've had the number of.
They've done well, and we'll see what the pitching looks like. I think that's going to be the big question. That being said, last game on Tuesday, they were using a lot of position players, and they still were able to come out on top. Like you said, they seem to have their number. 3-1 against them, and you get a couple of matchups and chance to hopefully try to crawl back in those standings and get some wins.
And we're going to head to break real quick and just going to rehash kind of what's going on in the Front Range League this weekend. A fun weekend full of baseball. Some international teams coming in. We'll be right back here on KNB and the Front Range League Network. Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by my partner, Lucas Macklin, and we have an exciting weekend ahead of Front Range League Baseball. On the Pioneer side of things, they take on the Wranglers over the next 2 days in Fort Morgan. Then they'll take on the Outlaws on Sunday after the War Dogs and the Australian Colts take on each other in a little bit of a doubleheader here at Oregon Trail Park Field.
Yeah, and then on Monday, it'll be the War Dogs against the Pioneers in their exhibition game.
And from what I'm hearing, pitching coach for the Outlaws, Coach AC, will be pitching for the Pioneers in that one. Try and save a little bit of pitching. He did throw a bullpen today to catcher Grayson Matlock. And the starting pitcher on Saturday's game as the Outlaws take on the Australian Colts will be me, myself, and I, as I try and make my first pitching appearance in probably too many years.
And I believe I'm going to have a mic on you. You better have a mic on you.
Not
Not live, of course.
Possibly pregame. We'll see if we can get some fun content put together for you guys. Make sure to check us out on socials at the Front Range League and at the Nebraska Outlaws and the Western Nebraska Pioneers. We post fun interviews, funky questions that our social media coordinator Natalia Guerrera comes up with.
Don't know how, but she does.
But she comes up with some questions that might stump the guys or put them in a bit of a weird spot. So make sure to check that out as always. We have a fun weekend planned ahead here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. Make sure to come out and support the Outlaws and the Pioneers. The Outlaws take down the Pioneers tonight 11-1 in 6 innings. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by Lucas Macklin. I'm wishing you all a great night, and we will see you tomorrow. Lucas will be on the call.